And welcome back to the Comedy Box. You are listening to R0NIN and Darius Johnson. We have the last match of the first half of the final day of Alliance Tournament 8, the R0NIN versus Atlas Alliance. This is the final match before the quarterfinals and semi-finals, then the grand final later today, the R0NIN versus Atlas Alliance. And the R0NIN have fielded a pair of Proteus, a Myrmidon, a Daredevil, a Balcorn, 3 Ishkas, a Manticore and a Guardian.
And for the Atlas Alliance, we have 2 Lokis, a Hurricane, 2 Curses, a Guardian, 3 Ishkars, and a Kitsune.
Yeah, and I don't actually want to call this one. That's pretty tough. 3 Assault Frigates, both sides, identical. Little bit more EW on the part of the Atlas Alliance. Probably a little bit more DPS too. I don't know. This is going to be a tough one to call.
I'm going to call it for the R0NIN just because I believe in making a decision and sticking with it.
That's fine.
That's the only way to get things done.
This is true. And these, again, these Proteus appear to be blaster-fitted Proteus. I do believe they may have the logistics subsystem on there. I'm not sure. Can't quite see it. The match is underway, and we have an absolute horde of drones out from Atlas Alliance. We have Warrior 2s pretty much everywhere. And there's a bomb just gone off there. Bomb just fired from the... where is it?
But it took out some drones,
yeah,
did a little bit of damage, but nothing
yeah, it didn't
to
really
write home about. Well, there's only this single Manticore on the field.
Yeah, it didn't really do much damage at all.
If you did write home about it, it would be a very short letter.
Yeah, it would be like, hey, this Manticore fired. It didn't do much. Bye, Mom.
Yeah, take care.
And that would be it. But, yeah, there's still 10 ships on the field, both sides. No blood drawn yet, although one of the Ishkas for the R0NIN is looking pretty sketchy at present. We've also got Shield vanishing rapidly from the Atlas Alliance Kitsune, the main, well, the main ECM force of their team, I should imagine. The Curses, of course, do get the track and disrupt bonus, so they're going to play absolute hell with those 2 Proteus, I should imagine.
Yeah, and the Guardian on the Atlas side appears to be doing a good job keeping his lads alive. The Ishkar for the R0NIN just explodes.
Yep, down and out. It's interesting to look as well that it would appear that the Myrmidon for the R0NIN is autocannon fitted 5, look like 220 Vulcans in fact, 5 Tech 2 220 Vulcans, and probably utility high. I'm guessing that's either going to be a Newt or a smart bomb for clearing out drones, I should imagine.
As you were saying, that the R0NIN lose a Daredevil, so they are not having as many ships on the field right now as Atlas does.
Yep, and we can see already the I'm going to try and get a quick close-in look at the Guardian just there, and again we're seeing medium armor maintenance bots out.
It looks like they switched to the Manticore, but they're not actually breaking its tank. So,
yeah, and he's yes, he's down.
I hate you.
And see there from the tactical overlay that there's sort of 2 separate fights going on. We have a Guardian out with the Myrmidon. And we also, in fact, the Balcorn is actually the flagship for the R0NIN, I believe it is. So we can have a look and see how it's fitted, I guess, in a little while. But yeah, it's not actually that much of a fight that I could call at present. I mean, it could go either way. But as I say that, Atlas Alliance looks like they may lose their Guardian soon. It's sat at half armor now.
Yeah, if they lose that Guardian, they're not going to be very happy.
A lot of cap warfare on the part of Atlas Alliance, though. I mean, the R0NIN obviously have their Balcorn as their flagship, but I think the sheer Newton power and the range of the Curses will completely outshine that.
That it will. We have a Ishkar now for the R0NIN, now dropping to 25% armor as either the Guardian catches him or a bunch of bots get on him, but it looks like he's still going to fall, just like we saw with the Manticore. This time I'm going to say it's going to die, as opposed to it looks like he's doing all right, and he does. The Guardian for the R0NIN at about 25% armor loss. I think we lost the Guardian for Atlas.
Yeah, the Guardian for Atlas is in fact gone now. So wow. And
The weight of the world was on his shoulders,
indeed it was.
and now it's gone.
And so was he.
Yeah.
And straight away starting on the Ishkas there of Atlas Alliance, trying to get rid of those off the field. Those, of course, fielding light drones. They can field a full complement of 5 light drones. The drone carrying Galantia assault frigate, the Ishka. So they're very viable. They're an awesome ship to have in the tournament because you can field either you can go light scout drones or you can go EC300s. You could be silly and you could put target painting drones in if you wanted, but generally it's either EW or it's combat drones. And the EC300s and 600s have proved to be really, really valuable in this tournament.
And the R0NIN don't seem to be getting shot too much anymore. Atlas, that Ishkar still dropping. Not really in a whole lot of... I mean, it's in a lot of trouble because it's almost out of armor, but... I don't see that they've switched off to anything so much as they're just not hurting it anymore.
Yeah, it's I mean, this puts the R0NIN in a good position at present purely because of the fact that they still have their logistics intact. But I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that those cursors are probably paying very, very close attention to the R0NIN's logistics right now.
Well, that Proteus is getting nailed as well. We do have a Hurricane for Atlas Alliance getting shot at. The Kitsune about to explode, and it does, for Atlas Alliance. And that's going to take away their EW. The Proteus now for the R0NIN Alliance about to fall as well. And this gets more and more interesting. We're still looking at a bit of a slugfest here. Yeah, and it's interesting to see that Salius V, the top curse pilot on viewer screens for Atlas Alliance, is focusing solely on keeping that Guardian completely capped out. The Guardian is receiving remote logistics from its drones. It's managing to get 1 or 2 rep cycles off at its teammates, but he's just keeping the pressure on as much as he can with those newts just to completely negate his ability to do anything. Which is why you don't see the armor going up so much for the Proteuses when they get in trouble. Yeah, he's getting the odd rep cycle out, but not really a great deal. He's going to be in serious trouble pretty soon, I should imagine, when they decide to turn their guns on him. But I mean, Atlas Alliance, it's a fairly simple setup that they've brought. They've got all the ships they need to get the job done, and it's... You know what else is simple? A rock. But when it hits you in the head, it hurts. Yeah, this is very true. So yeah, they're doing perfectly fine. I mean, Atlas again, strong showing. They're going to get rid of this Proteus now. I should imagine that they'll more than likely start on the Merm or the Guardian after that, or they might actually just leave the Guardian on the field, drop the Balcon, and see what they can loot from it. Yeah. And then get rid of the logistics last. That is exactly what's going to happen, and we're not going to see too much more damage focused on the Atlas Alliance team. What have they switched to? Their drones just flew away. It looks as if they are going after the guard. They're going after the flagship. Actually, they've just put drones on the Myrmidon as well. So yeah, Myrmidon's starting to lose shields. So yeah, it looks as if they're going to go for the Merm, get the Merm out the way so it can't do any DPS whatsoever. It's then not a threat to the 3 Ishkas they have on the field. They can retain as many ships as they possibly can, get rid of the Balcon, loot whatever they need from it, and then the Guardian's there for the taking and they can move through into the quarterfinals. I'm pretty sure they need everything from that Balcon. I'm pretty sure that they'll take whatever they can get from it because it's not a cheap thing to be fielding teams in a tournament. I mean, I was talking to a few guys from, I think it was from Rot Capel actually, earlier today, and I was talking to one of the guys from Agony Empire as well, and they are spending billions and billions and billions just trying to get their teams together. And a lot of alliances are taking donations in from their members or telling their members to field their own ships. What we should have is a collection of threads from people when they find out that their team didn't make it and they donated billions and billions of this and got nothing. I think the Alliance... always going to have a finger pointed at them. The Alliance tournament has wine threads covered, I think, yes. At present. It's been very heavily... well, the infighting is more fun. Yeah, the infighting is more fun. Hey, man, if Cyrat had put on an extra rep, we'd be alive right now. But yeah, the Balcon for
for the R0NIN is actually quite expensively fitted. It's 3 Drakila's heavy newts, so officer neutralizers, and 2 Gotan's webs. So that's not a cheap setup at all, by far, and when it does go down, I'm going to assume that they're going to really need to sort it out and get as much of that picked up as they possibly can.
Do you suppose the diplomatic style alliances who took donations from their members and such had actually people vote on what they would fly?
I doubt it. I think it would probably be left to someone competent, because some idiot's bound to vote for something absolutely ridiculous and get the alliance killed.
I did say diplomatic style alliances. The Guardian for the R0NIN gone.
Yeah. And probably, I think, I should imagine they're going to turn their guns on
Myrmidon.
They're actually going for the Myrmidon. And
Yeah.
they might go for the ransom on the Balcon. You never know. They might let the Balcon survive, go for the ransom on it, make some money out of it.
That's asking for a lot of forethought.
Yeah, that is. Because we have to remember that once that Balcon is down, if they choose to take it out last, they're not going to be able to loot the field.
No.
Because
And then
the
I will
match is
laugh
over.
merrily. It will be a belly laugh, which is pretty large for me.
Yeah, that's pretty large. But it's actually nice to know as well that we haven't been referring to this one by name, as we probably should, because that's the idea behind a flagship. But the flagship for the R0NIN is actually called Afro.
Afro.
Which is awesome. I like this a lot.
What do you suppose that means?
I think it's a rather large hairstyle,
Oh.
I should imagine. But yeah.
Oh, popular in the 70s.
Yes, indeed. So large that sometimes you have trouble getting through doors while having one on.
That was a very good, what was that, naked gun?
Yeah. Extremely. Extremely good. But we can see there, one of the Ishkas for Atlas Alliance actually losing a hell of a lot of hit points. He's about 25% structure. It looks as if we might lose him as well. It's not really going to affect the match at this point. He is down. He's gone. Looks as if the drones from the Myrmidon managed to get him, managed to catch up with him.
Which isn't going to matter in about 5 seconds when that Myrmidon goes poof.
Yep.
And it
And
does
I'm expecting
now.
any second now for Atlas to offer a ransom in local for this Balcon, because it's fairly expensively fitted.
I'm not.
If in all honesty, no, they're going for it.
No,
They're going to drop
Atlas
it.
has honor with a U. And what they'll do is they'll shoot this Balgorn because they don't want everybody to have to sit here for 15 minutes while they chat in local.
I suddenly like Atlas Alliance a whole lot more.
Yeah, you do. When it works out for you, it works out. Little thing I always like to say. A little bit of sage wisdom.
Yep, it's
Balgorn is falling fast.
yeah,
As well.
remarkably fast. I mean, he will be obviously passive fitted, I should imagine. But wow, he is
Look at all those bees.
melting, completely and utterly melting, and it's nice to see. Very expensive
He had a
flagship.
Drax something, right?
Yeah, he had what?
You said how he was fit. Didn't you say something about it?
Oh yeah, he has 3 Drakila's heavy newts fitted, so 3 officer newts and 2 Gotan's webs. So
You know what I would do? I would say he should nuke those drones, but that would do absolutely nothing.
yeah. And it's nice to see really expensive ships go down in the tournament. It's awesome. And he's slipping into structure now. It's really unfortunate, but hold on. And yes, Thresh Avery of Atlas Alliance is exclaiming in local, "Yum, officer loot." But unfortunately, you're not going to get to loot it because you just finished the match. So, unfortunate guys, but we can pass back to Soundwave in the studio and Atlas take the win.